Hello everybody, it's June, it's Pride Month. I love it, it's summer. It allows me to go into full proud mama bear mode. So for today's video, I wanted to create a look that was all rainbows. So I asked AI to create a makeup routine as a challenge, and I wanted to see if number one, could I execute it? Number two, is it gonna look good? And number three, can we do it on a budget? So, without further ado, I present to you, I asked AI to create an unrealistic makeup routine inspired by a rainbow macaw. We are going to try to recreate this unrealistic ChatGPT makeup look inspired by a rainbow macaw. Happy Pride. So, what we need first is to sort of identify our colors. So what we have here, I have 5 liquid eyeliners. 4 of them are this AOA Studios brand. I have it in blue, white, yellow, and green. Now I ordered what looked like the red off of Shop Miss A, and it came out more like a fuchsia pink. So I ended up needing to go and get this NYX Epic Wear in the color red, and it's a nice bright red. So when we're kind of reviewing our ChatGPT unrealistic makeup look, it starts out yellow, kind of in this upper corner, with there's a white eye block, and then yellow, it goes to red, and then it kind of alternates on the side, kind of the temple between blue and green, and then finishes up blue down here. So first things first, I am going to do the white eyelid. I think that kind of gives a nice template for where our shape is going to be. And I'm going to kind of start it down just around the corner of the eye and start to sort of make this shape here. And it doesn't have to be completely perfect, it should be as neat as possible, but we can go in and kind of clean up lines. And then I'm going to kind of just wing it out on the end, kind of to make that upper shape. And then, easy peasy, I'm going to connect the outer corner up with that right there. And then I'm going to connect this corner kind of with the inner corner of the eye. And now I'm just going to fill it all in. Cue sped up video. I'm also realizing here that I don't particularly love my camera angle because I need to tip Uncle Phil's face forward in order to kind of get at a good angle to do the makeup, and then it's not super visible. So I will be right back after I fix my camera. Okay, that's a little better. I realize we're a little bit off center, but I'm not working with, you know, the most high-tech equipment here, but I do think you can see better when I tip Uncle Phil's face forward. And I'm just going to fill in any areas that I feel like aren't quite as opaque. I felt like this liquid eyeliner was pigmented enough that we didn't need any kind of a base color underneath. So the next thing I'm going to do is start the yellow feather. And the feathers were simpler than I thought they were going to be. I will tell you, I overcomplicated it. When I first did them, I was trying to do all these really precise brush strokes and make it look super feathery, and in the end it didn't really matter. So I got a little bit smarter and just kind of decided to go for it. So for this yellow, we're gonna take it from kind of that corner right there, and I'm just gonna make a little center line kind of going up to where I want the yellow to end. And the center line doesn't become super important. It's really more of a guide than anything. And then I just started brushing, and it can overlap onto the white. It probably should a little, just to make it look a little extra kind of feathery. And we're just doing some brush strokes like that to look like a feather. And again, we're not going for perfection here. Feathers aren't perfect, so I did that one side. And then I'm gonna repeat it. And one thing I was kind of doing, because if you notice like a flight feather on a bird, one side is like wider than the other. Like there's a skinny side and a wide side. And so I kind of took advantage of that, made it a little bit more authentic, and then you don't have to do quite as much. And then if you want to let it dry and go over again with a second layer just to get it more pigmented, you can certainly do that. This is one of these looks where there's a couple of options as far as how you want the feathers to look. Just the base eyeliner alone, it looked great. It was nice and pigmented. It looked beautiful. I went extra, of course, because I always do, and I happen to have glitters that were in these same colors. So I went and applied a bunch of glitter over the top of it in the final look, and it looks incredible. I mean, who doesn't love glitter? It's an extra step, and it was time consuming, but the overall look was worth it. And if you're doing it for a special occasion like a party or a pride parade or something like that, put in a little extra effort and you will be dazzling everybody who sees you. Okay, next step. For me, I did something weird. After I did this yellow, I did not go in right away with the red. I don't know why. I felt like it was easier to work on a different part of the face while that yellow kind of dried, and I filled the red in at the end, because the red is the smallest part. It's kind of this area up here. And I saved that for last just so that I could kind of fill it in a little easier. So the next step is kind of around the middle of the eyeball or so. I started just kind of creating some lines straight down. Give them a little bit of a curve like that, kind of like eyelashes. And I'm just gonna go over the top again just so that I kind of know exactly where my mark is. Just like that. That gives me kind of a base for where I'm going to do these feathers. And I was doing the short side on the left and the long side on the right. So I just literally started feathering, these. And I'm going to tell you, okay, thoughts on these AOA eyeliners. They're pigmented, yes. They're long wear, yes. There are downsides, and I think the major downside is that I don't know that there's a lot of product inside here. So I found after dipping it a couple times, my brush would be coming out dry. So I was having to screw the cap back on and actually shake it. And I just did that now, and like, look, now all of a sudden we've got a bunch more color. And I was just kind of doing it like that. This is abstract art. It's impressionism. Okay, so off camera, I added a small additional green feather here because I felt like it just needed a little more green. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the red. And the red is the one I saved till last. I kind of did that for a reason. I just felt like it was a little bit easier. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw some of my guidelines here. So, and you don't have to use this product. You can use anything. I'm just gonna do a winged liner. And the nice thing is that I have this guide from the white. And so I'm lining right up along the white. And sometimes the white does smear off if you use like a heavy hand. So I'm just being careful. And I'm gonna do a traditional winged liner right up to the corner of that white. And Uncle Phil, like all of the other models, doesn't close his eyes, making this a little bit more challenging. And I like a snatched wing, so I'm trying to be super careful because I want it to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, I'll mess around with it and inevitably end up ruining it, like everybody does when they're doing a winged liner. But I'm just gonna kind of fill this in. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and finished the eyeliner simply because this video would be a million minutes long if you sat here and watched me painstakingly put eyeliner on. And, you know, I never get it perfect, especially on the mannequins, even more so on myself. And I always say if it's a little bit, you know, a little bit rough kind of along the edge, you can clean it up with some of that white eyeliner. But honestly, what I usually say is the eyelashes will cover it up, so it doesn't really matter. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some veins down the center of those feathers using my black eyeliner. I've been hit and miss with this. Sometimes it comes out too thick and I don't like it. Then what I'll do is I'll go in with a little bit of the colored eyeliner and just sort of fix it. But what I wanna do is just carefully give it a little bit of a vein right down the center to look more like individual feathers. Okay, so now it's pretty graphic. We've got some graphic eye makeup. You could stop here. It's really pretty. It's nice and bold. I think you get the general effect that this is a rainbow macaw. but since I want it to be extra glitz and glamour, I'm gonna put some glitter on. Okay, for glitter, what I have are these kind of fine glitters. I have a green, a gold, and a red. I got these at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, and it came in a 4-pack. There's a purple as well, but that doesn't fit with our look today. So I'm using these 3. They're absolutely perfect, but since it didn't come with a blue, I went and grabbed my kind of royal blue NYX glitter that I had in my makeup kit to use as my blue. And I'm going to take some eyelash glue. There's also glitter glue. I just think eyelash glue works better. I don't know, maybe I haven't figured out how to do glitter glue yet, but we're gonna use eyelash glue in a brush. Okay, so off camera I added some really pretty long wispy lashes. I just felt like that style went really well with the look. I cleaned up the glitter on her face with a makeup wipe, and then just added kind of a dark neutral maroon lip. Like we said, the eyes are the star of this show. These are all of the products we used. We used a lot of products, but shockingly, the cost of this total makeup look did not come out to much more than $20. I'll add it up and I will put the total cost in the video for you. But overall, not a difficult look, but it is time consuming. I'm just gonna be real with you. It took me probably with filming about an hour just to do this one eye. Now mind you, that was stopping and starting with filming, but again, it's time consuming, but it's not difficult. Thanks so much for watching.